All right, what's up, people? What is happening? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, Matt Butali, IFBB PRO, and today we're going to be talking about a quick hack. I know we've been on like a mindset sort of, I'll say wave here for a while. We've been on like a mindset sort of wave for like the entire week, but today we're going to be talking about a hack. Finally, I'll be giving you something that is, an actionable step, something that you can actually take from this and use. And of course, benefit, hopefully exploit from benefit from this thing, which is gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool to talk about because I know it's a problem that a lot of people have, or a lot of people think they have, which is the problem that they think that they don't have time for the gym. And we already know this, the old saying. It's like you don't have a problem with not having time for the gym. You have a problem with making time for the gym. But we already know that. Okay, that's we already know that. And if you don't know that, now you know that. But what happens if you make time for the gym and you still can't really get your workout done in a responsible amount of time? What's up, Zach? I see you there, bro. Like, what happens? What happens? Well, we're gonna be talking about that in today's episode. Um, just gonna get this ready over here on Facebook. It's gonna be short, sweet, straight to the point. Not like yesterday where I said it was gonna be short and sweet and then ended up being like an hour. So we're gonna get to it because this is just information that I'll be sharing with you guys and girls today regarding how you can actually get a fast workout done. All right. So this episode's really just going to be telling you how to literally get your workout done in under 45 minutes, like maximum 45 minutes, on average 30 minutes. All right. So without wasting any time, we're going to dive into this podcast episode. He says, I'm gonna rewatch this on Spotify later. About to leave for PT. I hope you have a great day, bro. Yo, you know what it is, bro. Check it out. Apple Podcast and Spotify. It's already out there. Check that out. All right, so we're gonna be diving into this episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Well, hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, returning champion, IFBB Pro Matt Butali, your host, and today I'll be bringing another topic to your interest today. We're going to be talking about how to get out of the gym in less than 45 minutes. Today, I'll be sharing a hack that will help you get in and out the gym in less than 45 minutes. And this episode is mainly for the people that struggle with making time to go to the gym. And like, let's say you can make time to go to the gym, right? But every time you make time to go to the gym, you get there, you say, I'm only going to train for 1 hour tops. And then it's like 1 hour and a half. And now you're late to do other things. Or, you always realize that whenever you schedule your gym visit, it's never actually as long as or short as you want it to be. Right. So this is going to give you a foolproof system as to how to go to the gym and leave the gym in 45 minutes, whether it's packed, whether it's not packed, no matter what. All right. So stick around, stay tuned for that. All right. Also, I want to let you know we are at episode number 98, 2 episodes away from the 100th episode on the Meathead on the Mic podcast. And on the 100th episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast, I'll be giving away $100, and we're calling it 100 for 100, just to celebrate the 100th episode, and of course to celebrate the support that you guys and girls have given me over the last couple of months since we rebranded to the Meathead on the Mic podcast. All right, so let's get into it. Again, this is going to be short and sweet. I want to give you the value. I want to give you the steps, the tips on how to actually make your gym visit 45 minutes or less, regardless of how packed that gym is, so that you can always rely on making time for the gym and having it always fit as a part of your schedule without having to be anxious as to how many people might be there and if you might be able to do your full workout, target all the muscles, and still respect your schedule. Okay, because we're making time for the gym. It's not like you have time, right? So you don't have much time to go to the gym, and I understand that. So today we're going to be breaking that down. So let's start off with a scenario. Okay, let's start off with a scenario. So you decide to walk into a packed gym on International Chest Day. Well, it's not necessarily that you decided to. It's more like, you finished work, and after work, it's typically busy at the gym. So you decide to go to the gym because you're making time for the gym. Because, I mean, what better time to go to the gym than before or after work? And for you, it's just not feasible to do it before because you've got kids or whatever it is. So you decide to go to the gym after work. And if you finish work at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m., you're going into a packed gym. And that's just, there's nothing you can really do about that, right? So you're in a packed gym on a Monday, International Chest Day, so it's full capacity, right? So you're coming back from work, you're fucking tired a little bit, kind of hungry. Maybe you ate all your meals, so you're good. But I know that feeling, and I hate it too, where you go into a gym and it's packed, and you just want to get in and you just want to get out, right? So today I'm going to be giving you three Super helpful tips to make sure that you get your workout done without spending 10,000 fucking hours in a busy gym. All right. So here we go. All right. Pull out a pad and a pen or just repeat this episode whenever you are thinking about planning out your next workout on a super, super busy day. All right. So, number one, train earlier. Again, I sort of briefly talked about this when I said, training before work or after work, and that if you could do it before work, it would be possible. But if you have kids, it's not really that possible. If you work a lot of hours, if you have kids, in the week, it's not as it won't be easy to make time for the gym. It's definitely possible, but I won't sit here and say that it's something that everybody could do. Like especially if you're a single mother or a single father, it's very unlikely to assume that you will be able to wake up at like 3 in the morning every single fucking morning. And mind you, this is like say if you've been struggling with being overweight for a couple of years and now you want to get this new lifestyle, doing something as dramatic and intense as waking up at 3 in the morning so that you can actually train and take care of your kids before they go to school as a single parent, or even just as a parent, even if you've got your partner with you, it might be a little bit too much for you to ask from yourself and might not be sustainable in the long term, and it won't give you the results that you actually need because you won't be able to stick to it. It's not possible for you to train that early, and I get it, right? But I'm still going to say it, right? Whether it's the weekend or the weekday. For the weekday, it usually doesn't apply, but for the weekend, it does apply and it makes a difference. If your schedule permits it, try your very best to train as early as possible because I mean, let's talk about it. Like we're making time for the gym, right? You're making time for the gym. And if you wanted to make time for the gym, or at least I would assume that when you make time for the gym, you would want to schedule that visit as far away from other people training at the gym at the same time so that you could not only get through all of your workouts faster, right? Because there's less people in the gym, but you would have to wait for equipment less time. Like you wouldn't have to wait for equipment, right? So you can get through the stuff faster because there's less people there, right? And say you're a social person or whatever it is, there's less people to talk to. So cool, you can focus. But on the flip side, well, on the same side, actually, you won't actually have to wait for much equipment at all as well, which is a super plus because that's going to help you shed that time to making sure that you can get in and out of the gym in 45 minutes or less. But let's be real here. That's something you could only really do on the weekend if you are a busy parent, if you are, it's mainly for a busy parent. If you're married and it's just you and your partner, you can wake up earlier, you could sacrifice a little bit of a couple of minutes or an hour of sleep to get to the gym earlier and do that all in the morning. But again, this is mainly geared towards those that have kids and that really struggle with making time for the gym. So training earlier would be something that I really want you to do. It would help you a lot when it comes to getting out of the gym in 45 minutes. All right. So the second one that I want to bring up here today, guys and girls, is actually not really even related to the gym itself. Like this is I'm talking about we're really struggling here. We're really struggling to make some time for the gym. All right. So let's say that you work weird hours and your gym closes early and you aren't able to go to the gym in the week because of this. And you no matter how much time you decide to make or you try to make, you won't be able to go to the gym. Okay. If that's the case, you got to follow step number 2. Invest in at-home cardio equipment and invest in at-home equipment in general. Like again, this is geared towards those people that are just getting back into fitness that haven't been consistent with their fitness for years. And you're not going to be a bodybuilder. You don't need to be a super freaking crazy athlete lifting a whole shit ton of weight with all these exquisite engineered machines to like, target your muscles and all that. You just need to get moving, right? You just need to burn calories. You just need to get yourself into a routine that causes you to move more than you don't move. Right. So if that's something you struggle with, then this one's a no-brainer. Grab yourself a treadmill or a stationary bike, right? Cardio is going to help you a lot. And you'll be able to leverage your cardio to either early mornings or late nights, regardless of your schedule and if you've got kids or not, because again, it's all at home. There's no, we'll say commute time. There's no commute time to go to the gym or come back because you've got the stuff at home, right? And you can leverage it to early mornings or late nights so that you don't have to spend extra time in that crowded mess at the gym if all you wanted to do at the gym was just go on the fucking treadmill or use the stationary bike. So definitely this is a no-brainer. Get some at-home cardio equipment so you won't even have to go to the gym in the first place. All right. So one thing, the last thing that I want to bring up with this when it comes to the 3 tips to helping you get out of the gym in less than 45 minutes, especially if you've got kids and you're super fucking busy, is to change your split, change your training routine. Okay. So, for starters, if you're getting to the gym and you've got children and you haven't been training for a long period of time, or you haven't trained at all or never really had a fitness routine, then this is going to be kind of, you know, not abstract, but this is it's all going to be new to you, right? It's going to be new to you because this is your first split. So to change this is it's like okay, it feels like you're doing something else completely, but it's not. All right, so like if you're like me and you like training at the gym closest to you or closest to home, closest to work, in the like with the basically the gym with the least amount of commute. Like take note of the days that most people train certain muscle groups. Okay. And this will only sort of come to you after you've been consistent for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks at that specific location with that specific time window of you going to that gym. So you just like look around, take note of what muscle groups people are training relatively a lot on whichever day that you go. Like for me, for example, I know that a lot of people train um chest on Mondays at the gym at where I go. So I train legs on Monday. And then for Tuesday, I notice a lot of people train legs on Tuesday. So I don't train legs on Tuesday. I train back and I train my shoulders on Tuesday. But then of course on the following day, I'm training something else because I know what most of the gym is training like. And see that's super important because when you like, especially if you go to one location around a similar time consistently, you'll be able to sort of create an opening for there to always be gym equipment always available for you, regardless of how packed the gym is, because your workout split is far different from the average split of the average person that goes to your gym at that time during that window. Right. So I think it's important that you just, for the first 2 to 3 weeks of you committing to one specific building at one specific time window, look around and see who's training what and what am I basically going to not train on the day that most people are training this muscle, right? And that's sort of how you want to approach it if you are a person that is time sensitive, like you're always literally pressed for time and struggling to make time for the gym. You want to be training a different muscle group from most of what the gym that you're going to be going to is going to be training. And again, this works best when you pick a gym that is closest to work or closest to home because it's the least amount of commute, right? So the least amount of commute, and you don't train the same muscles that, or at least most of them train. You're not training most of the same muscles as they do, so you're essentially leaving yourself open up to using a lot more other equipment that a lot of people just won't be using that day at that gym during that specific time frame. All right, so just change your split. It's 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 simple as that. Change your split so that as little people as possible will be doing what you're doing on that day, and you'll have the opportunity to train a little bit more efficiently because again, no one's really using that equipment. They're training something else, right? This one's a lifesaver. Also, pro tip: if your gym takes longer than 25 minutes to commute to and from, assuming that you drive, pick a gym that's closer to work or closer to home so that you can use that extra time training instead of like sitting in traffic, for example, right? Also, something else that I want to bring up, and this is not really a tip, but I've talked about it in the past. If you are pressed for time, like extremely pressed for time, and you normally do compound workouts, what I would recommend is to just use machines that are going to isolate each muscle group and just do one machine per muscle group that you would normally target on a full training day per se. So let's say like a training day includes both machines and compounds, which it should, right? Let's say that if you go into a gym and the gym is packed and you can't get your hands on any compound equipment like barbell squats, deadlifts, so just the barbell, the squat rack in general, then look at the muscle groups that you're training and just use a machine or the machines that you have on that list for that workout for that day and increase the amount of volume that you're going to do in that machine. Volume just means sets and reps or weight. So increase the amount of volume that you do on that machine instead of trying to wait for the barbell or the squat rack when there's like 3 people in line waiting for it, right? So just going to the machines and doing the machine part of your workout, again, guys and girls, it isn't cheating if you were literally trying to make the most out of your time, because let's look at it for real, right? If you looked at the window from outside the gym and decided to not go to the gym and go home, that's a lot worse than you going to the gym and only doing the machines, right? And plus, if you're jacking up the volume on the machines, you're still doing pretty much an equivalent amount of work and burning close to the same amount of calories as you would doing your full workout. So it's super important to learn how to substitute your workouts and learn how to modify your workouts on the fly and learn how to replace certain movements in your workout on the fly so that you can actually get the full value out of your training in less time without having to wait for equipment just because the gym is packed, right? Because that's a big deterrent. Make time for the gym, but then when you go to the gym, it's so fucking packed that you don't want to train there anyway. Yeah, sucks like shit. So this episode is going to help you with that. All right. And if you need it, go back, rewind, listen to some of the steps again. Like I'll just talk about them real quick. So, step number one, train earlier. Okay. If your schedule permits it, this is something that you could do on the weekend easy, especially if you're a parent. Number two, invest in at home cardio equipment or gym equipment. No brainer. If you have it at home, you don't have to go anywhere, it's at home. And that applies specifically if you aren't an athlete. And number three, change your split. Okay, do the opposite muscles that everyone else in the gym is going to be training at that gym so that you don't have to wait for equipment as much because not a lot of people are training the muscle you're training on that day. Also picking a gym that's closer to home instead of closer to home and work instead of picking a gym that's super far out just because it's like got a cool pool or like I don't know, you like the fucking the whoever works there, you have a crush on them, so you're gonna go drive that far out. It's not worth it. Don't do that. Stick to what's close to home. All right. Stick to what's close to work. That's what's gonna make you the most consistent. And last but not least, learn how to substitute your workouts on the fly. Okay. If you can't do your entire workout, cool. Stick to the machines that are available, jack up the volume. Volume just means sets, reps, and maybe even reduce the rest time a little bit so that you can get a little bit more out of it. And that is it. That is all. All right. If you like this episode, share it out with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Also, if you want to join the Natural Nomad Academy and lose 25 pounds and be a part of the private locker room community, feel free to DM me and I'll see if you'll be a good fit. Do not forget to screenshot this podcast and share it out to your IG story to support this podcast. Again, we're at episode number 98. And at episode number 100, we are giving $100 US dollars to the person that shares this podcast out the most. All right. And I'll be announcing the winner on the 100th episode in 2 episodes. So that's 2 episodes, people. Literally. All right. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. That's it. That's all. Gonna answer a couple questions here on TikTok, and then I'm going to disappear. What's up? Okay. Let's see. Excuse me. Someone says Wakanda forever. That's fucking hilarious. Okay. His funny name says Krakapaka. That's what his name is on TikTok. He says, "Hey, my guy, I've had an LA Fitness and ours aren't great. Should I entertain Planet?" So I don't, just to answer your question, bro. I appreciate the follow first of all, and I appreciate you asking this question because it does take some courage to like speak up. I would say, um, if the hours aren't great at LA Fitness and Planet Fitness, I do assume that it's 24 hours. It's a no brainer, right? If it's not, it doesn't fit in your schedule. So no matter how much time you want to make for it, it just doesn't fit into your schedule. So I would automatically go to Planet Fitness, but I do know that Planet Fitness has no free weights, or at least no free weights outside of dumbbells, and that's like sort of a turnoff. But it's still kind of worth it you know if it's your schedule. Again, what's better to you? Being able to go to a gym because it fits your schedule, or not going to the gym because you can't because it doesn't fit your schedule. So it's very, very simple. Go to Planet Fitness, suck it up for until your schedule can change. Um, and there are other 24-hour fitness institutions that exist. I'm not sure where you live and what you might have access to. And absolutely, having a gym to go to is better than not having a gym to go to. And if having your LA Fitness membership means that you're not going to be able to go to the gym, at least on your terms where you can actually be consistent, by having it fit into your schedule, I would recommend, okay? I would super, super recommend going to Planet Fitness. Even though I don't like Planet Fitness myself, a gym is better than no gym, all right? And you're better off doing that because you're going to be consistent with Planet Fitness. And also, as I said, the closest gym to your home and or work, it's going to be the gym that you should go to as well, simply because, again, you don't want to put so many things in between you and the gym. Like, if so, and I'll give you a perfect example too. When I was, because I've been an online coach for 2 years now, right? So before this, I was working two jobs as a security guard, and I remember I was so blessed and so lucky because the gym that I was training at was literally, I could have walked there from my work, right? So after my work, sometimes even before my work, I'd go to the gym and then fly to work, or right after work, fly to the gym. It literally took me, like, I ran, it would have taken me 3 minutes, right? But it was super, super close, super, super, super close, right? And that's like what kept me really consistent, because I didn't have to think about going home or doing like this crazy far drive every single time I wanted to go to the gym after work. So it really fit with my schedule. I would always recommend that you pick something that is close to home or something that is close to work, so that you can never skip the gym. The more things you have in between it and the more distance that you have in between yourself and the gym, the harder it is to actually be consistent. He says, thank you, thank you. Crackback is because I open and do card game openings, cracking and packing. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying there. I get that. That makes sense. That makes sense, because my mind was going somewhere else. Like, my mind is in the gutter most of the time. But I appreciate you. 1,000 likes on TikTok. I appreciate you for real. Honestly, thank you for asking the questions. Um, that's it. That's all, people. If there are any questions, ask them. I'll hang around for another 60 seconds. And if there are no questions, then of course I'm gonna disappear. And we'll be giving you another episode on Monday. Jay says, "Come to my shift." Should we? Oh, she's not even here today. You're not going to be here today. And also, guys and girls, this podcast is recorded and it's on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Meathead on the mic. So check that out. This is episode number 98. We're almost at episode number 100. And on episode 100, we'll be doing a $100 giveaway. So check that out. Make sure that you're in the loop. I'll be announcing the winner on the 100th episode in 2 episodes. All right. So he says, thank you for this input. Have a great day. Also, what's the podcast name? Oh, the podcast name. So Meathead on the Mic podcast. MEATHEAD, Meathead on ON, the mic, THEMIC podcast, PODCAST podcast. Meathead on the Mic podcast. Check it out. I'm also on YouTube. I'm streaming right now on YouTube on this camera. So you can search me, Matt Butale, MATT space BUTALE, and you can check out basically this live stream recording and the conversation that we have outside of the podcast. So before the podcast recording and after the podcast recording, I always have conversations with whoever decides to show up on the live stream. So you can definitely check that out on YouTube. Again, that's Matt Butale, MATT space BUTALE. Or if you're on the TikTok, you can just click the link in my bio and it'll take you to my YouTube. And all the links to all of my socials are in the descriptions of all of the live stream recordings. So you can definitely check that out there. Baka, I appreciate you so fucking much. I really do. And I hope that you get value from the future episodes that I put out. All right. So peace, love, motherfucking protein. Hope you guys and girls have the best motherfucking day and weekend of your life. We are out. Boom.